Have you ever heard of Super Animal Royale? It's a very silly animal game that I really like and that a lot of other people like. At least I think a lot of other people like it. I'm not sure because I don't really interact with the community a lot. However, if you ever did play this game, you either liked it or hated it. Anyway, this intro is it's kind of gonna suck. I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm trying to adjust and get back my video voice and try to remember how to talk properly. So if I sound stupid in this video, that's why. Anyway, let's start. Previously, Super Animal Royale was mostly known for its pretty fast-paced combat, I guess, that mostly consists of jumping like crazy and shooting. Other than that, it wasn't really too interesting. It was just a regular top-down shooter, but with animals. Then they started expanding the lore a bit, and we find out not only did they shoot up a park in the trailer, but that it's actually completely canon. But I'm not here to talk about the lore. That's an entirely different video for when my brain is less foggy. So we're going to be talking about something else, which is weapon balance. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Super Animal Royale. It's probably one of my favorite games ever, and out of any battle royale, it definitely is my favorite. But it has some problems balancing the guns, at least in my opinion. You see, there's a meta, and you need to comply with the meta, otherwise, you will essentially always die. The meta is essentially just always jump, always use certain weapons, and if you don't use these weapons, you're probably gonna die. Now, that doesn't sound very fun, does it? That's because it usually isn't. Okay, I'll just say it. Shotguns. Shotguns are like the worst weapon in this game. And not because they suck, it's because they're too good. Shotguns are extremely overpowered, despite the fact that they have tried to make them balanced. However, considering that jump rolling exists, it's basically impossible to win a fight against somebody who has a shotgun, or especially if it's a Jag shotgun, which arguably is worse. The Jag 9 or Jaguar 9 or was it Jag 7? I can't remember. Was a gun in Super Animal Royale. It is a gun in Super Animal. What am I talking about? And it's basically just the shotgun, but better. I think it has slightly more range and it shoots much faster. But I want to talk about the shotgun first because the Jag is worse. Uh, so obviously we're going to talk about the shotgun. So what about the shotgun? I mean, all I gotta say about fighting against shotguns is holy freaking crap. Why are they so ridiculously fast when their whole thing is that they're supposed to be slow and, do high damage? But no, they're ridiculously fast. I once was playing the game and then somebody jumps out the freaking bush like the boogeyman and snatches my soul because for some reason the regular shotgun can shoot faster than most people can aim their AK, which is saying a lot considering I can do like 10 perfect jump rolls back to back without any struggle. So, you know how dangerous that is. A weapon that can kill you before you even know that you're dead. And it takes only 2 shots at maximum if you know what you're doing. The only balance to it, I guess, is that you move slightly slower than you normally move, and that it's supposed to shoot slower. But the problem is when you can crank out two insta kill shots at close range with like no repercussions and nobody can actually shoot you back, it's a little unbalanced, and by a little I mean very. Now, to be fair, the distance for shotguns is very low, which means you have to get very close. But the problem is that that low range doesn't really matter when somebody can close the distance between them and you with just a few perfect rolls, which are very easy to do once you know what you're doing. So, yeah, that doesn't matter at all. And plus, considering how short the range is, most of the time you either hit your one shot attack or you don't hit the shotgun shot at all. That's how short the range is sometimes. And it's also just the fact that most of the shotgun's range is one shot range. If you can hit somebody with the shotgun 9 times out of 10, it's a one shot. The only time shotguns aren't a one shot is when you have armor, no matter what level it is or how much of it you have left. But either way, it's still stupid because if the second you switch to the Jag, I said I wasn't going to talk about the Jag just yet, but the Jag and the shotgun are barely off in terms of damage, with the Jag being only slightly weaker in raw damage. But it's faster. Like, I mean, it's almost as fast as the pistol, if not faster than the pistol. And that's terrifying. Having a weapon that can three-shot you when it's the Jag and also be ridiculously fast and barely be slowed down is genuinely terrifying. Luckily, though, the only way for a Jag to spawn is in either rebel chests or mole crates, so there probably won't be too many Jags. But shotguns are very common. Even the regular base common shotguns can two-shot. I guess the only difference being I think that their lethal radius is slightly smaller than regular. But other than that, shotguns in any shape and form are overpowered in this game. You see, while their speed debuff might have been, pretty cool, you gotta remember, it's Super Animal Royale, everybody jump rolls instinctually, so that small speed debuff isn't going to matter when they pop the blue mushroom and start running after you like Earl went after Flint Lockwood, so, yeah. With a regular shotgun, assuming the person has any sort of armor on at all, it would only take about 1.5 seconds to kill them. That is not a lot of time. And that's just my estimate because I have barely played Super Animal Royale lately because, well, my PlayStation stopped working, so now I have to use GeForce. And GeForce sucks for playing games. Don't do it. It feels like having stick drift on your computer. It's aggravating. And yes, I do make most of my videos on a Chromebook now. I used to use a phone, so that's why you see less editing now, I think. I just don't like editing on a computer. Just a quick reminder that that's only assuming that the person actually has to move towards you and then shoot. And they'd have to shoot you twice. That's terrifying. And assuming that they catch you really off guard while they're very close to you and you don't have any armor, they can kill you, in under a second, actually. So, yeah. And if in those same circumstances with armor, it could take maybe a second. It's terrifying, and it's unbalanced. Why is there a weapon that can essentially one-shot anyone? The only counter to it, I would say, is, I guess, spraying with the AK, and that's assuming that they run at you from far away, which they won't. They almost always pop up out of nowhere, which means it's basically impossible to take them by surprise. which means they usually catch you by surprise, and that's worse. But even assuming that they don't catch you by surprise, their weapon is much better than yours in general. If you have a pistol against somebody who has a shotgun, you're cooked unless it's a bot. Because 9 times out of 10, they're rolling over to you faster than you can say hallelujah in a pineapple pizza, too. Because, yeesh. And now it's time to start talking about the Jag. If you thought the shotgun was overpowered and it's seriously broken and needed a nerf or something, well, the Jag is worse. If I remember correctly, it's essentially the shotgun but on steroids. It's faster, it's lighter, it does slightly less damage, but that doesn't matter when you can shoot 3 times as fast as the original while maintaining the same exact clip. Honestly, it's just sad, especially considering how cool the giant could have been. I mean, it could have been an entirely different thing. Honestly, I would have preferred like a double barrel shotgun, like the shotgun but heavier. It actually slows you down, and you know, I why am I doing that? Why am I suggesting stuff here? I'm not a game developer. But I do know that shotguns, I mean, more specifically, their Jag variants, I mean, the regular shotguns are already overpowered, but the Jags are more broken. They also, I believe, have a one shot, or maybe they don't, but even if they don't have a one shot, they certainly have a 3 shot, which means they shoot you once to get rid of your armor, and then 2 times to kill you from your HP, which is only one more hit than the regular shotgun, if I'm actually remembering this correctly. Now, I'm no game developer, like I said before, but having a weapon that does like 80% of somebody's health bar and instantly removes their armor if they have it on is very broken. Or maybe it's more like 75% and not 80 something, but you get what I mean. It's poorly balanced, at least in my opinion. But it's slightly more balanced out with the fact that they're pretty rare. So at least it's more like they're rewarding you for actually being good and looking for stuff like you're supposed to, rather than the shotgun, which is found everywhere all the time. So okay. Yeah, we know why the Jag's broken. Why am I bringing this up if it's the same as the shotgun? No, because it's worse than the shotgun. You move faster, if I remember correctly. You shoot faster, if I remember correctly. And I also think you reload a bit faster. Or maybe I'm tripping. But I don't think I've ever beat somebody who was using a Jag unless I was using a shotgun. And the only reason I would win those fights is because I'd be out of Jag range and then I'd suddenly rush from behind. Basically, I would use 2 times strats. I wasn't even actually winning those. I was more so being stealthy. And also, most of the time, you're killing people with either a shotgun or Jag. You're using a longer range weapon. And if you're using a pistol, you might as well just drop your gun and cry or something. I don't know, because, bro, what are you supposed to do? Anyway, I think I should probably end the video because my brain is getting really foggy right now. And I'm gonna be stuttering and sounding stupid if I don't end the video now. And I probably already just did stutter in that sentence, so, well, whatever. Anyway, bye.